Welcome to the final podcast. Welcome to Graham's final podcast in Tampa. I am moving somewhere out of Tampa, and I'm not going to say where. I'm sure that people will figure it out. But I'm moving to South Florida. But what?
It's very obvious where you're moving now.
Well, we are here with none other than my bestie, Jay Crusoe. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. And on this podcast, we are going to go over the last 2.5, 3 years of Grahm Radio. And I have a ton of topics to go through. We're going to, I have some debates that I want to cover. That includes using the sync button, how to be a good opener versus, dude, I have interviewed so many people about like what it means to be a good and a bad opener. And there is such conflicting advice when it comes to how to open shows. Rapping over vocals, which we'll talk about, which isn't really in our industry, but we'll talk about. And then being mysterious versus making a lot of content, which we're going to talk all about. Like not making content and just like, you know, versus making a lot of content. I like that
one. That's a good one.
It's a good one. And then other topics, history of Grahm Radio, networking, how to make content, general, like how to produce, which like I'm so excited to talk about how to produce because like I'm basically going to talk to myself in the past about like just not being afraid to dive into Ableton and like what to do in Ableton. There's so much. It really is a lot simpler than people might think. How me and you met, Playhouse. I did 2 Playhouses. And
I remember Playhouse.
Yeah, and my like reasoning for not doing Playhouse anymore, and just we'll talk all about Playhouse, Asteria 2021, Wade and Pasa at Space 2022. When you made me see Prospa, when you took me out of Dombresky to see Prospa, and I was like, I'm not gonna go see Prospa. I'm here to see Dombresky, and you're like, no, we got to see Prospa.
Never turn down a Crusoe suggestion. That's a pro tip. Pro tip.
Yes, pro tip. Yeah, that was, and then I listened to every single Prospa song, and it was incredible. And by the way, for the listeners, yes, I'm saying Prospa, not Pasa. I love Pasa, but
Pasa's fire.
But Pasa's amazing.
Prospa isn't another, like they're in different leagues. Literally, they're in different sports.
Totally. Saving money and just like money management in general. Partying versus networking is a very important topic.
I'm excited for that one.
How to and how not to show up to your DJ gig. A message to my supporters, a message to my haters. Going through the list of places that I've DJ'd and talking about their good and bad qualities. And we'll go through the places that we've both DJ'd and we'll talk about like venues and stuff.
I gotta be very careful with what I say.
Me too. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, but you're leaving.
Yeah, but like that doesn't mean that everyone dies. Like, yeah. And I mean, like, I think that honesty goes a very long way, whether it's negative or positive.
Oh yeah, we're gonna give some honest feedback. It's not like we're gonna be like shit talking.
No, of course not. Yeah, that's off the pod. No, I'm kidding.
It is.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with some Grahm Radio history. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about Grahm Radio history, and it's going to be brief, but then we'll talk about like how we met.
Let's do it.
So, first of all, I will say, in, I think late 2022, or let me just start here. July of 2019, I got my first ever legal internship where I was making actually good money, and I bought DJ gear. From July 2019 to September of 2020, I was DJing in my room, in my bedroom, just learning how to do it. I had vinyls. On September 20th, 2020, I started the Grahm Radio podcast. The first episode of the Grahm Radio podcast aired. From September to December, I recorded over 50 podcast episodes in my bedroom, in my mom's house. I would invite guests over. I would do podcasts on Zoom. This is during COVID. This is also during bar preparation, and I passed the bar during this time. I then got an offer to work at a record label here in Tampa. So I moved to Tampa. That didn't really work out, which is totally fine, but I did a ton of podcasts in that record label. And after 3 months in that record label, I was at episode like 90 something. And then I moved into where I do Grahm Radio now, which is at my apartment, and which is where we are right now. And I did, I got up to, I think, like maybe 180, 190 episodes, not including episodes from Asteria Music Festival, which was in 2021, and another music festival that I honestly forgot the name of. And in May of 2022, I decided to stop doing the Grahm Radio podcast because I was filming these 1 hour, 2 hour episodes, and I had learned enough about content creation to know that I was doing the wrong thing. I wanted to focus more on making short form clips. And yeah, you might be saying, oh, why don't you just make clips out of the podcast episodes? Because a podcast, it is long form content. If you're going to make short form content, then make you should specifically make, you should set things up so that it can be so that we're going to talk all about content creation a little bit later. In May 2022, I decided to stop the podcast. When I stopped the podcast, I released an episode saying the podcast is ending, and the full unedited history is available on my YouTube and on my Spotify, explaining all of the events that went down before I stopped the Grahm Radio podcast. From May 2022 to January 2023, I released very little content. I got my CDJs, I got my DJM, and I was learning how to use the DJ gear. And during this time, I was releasing mixes, Grahm Radio mixes. Not Immersive Groove wasn't born yet. In January of 2023, I really restarted. And purely focused on house music. January 2023 is when Grahm Radio went from being a podcast just about anyone involved in the music industry to bringing people on to interview them about DJing, about their house music production, house music DJing, booking house music.
I remember when you were going through that transition, when you were about to do the little pivot to doing that. I remember the conversations we were having. That was big. That was a great thing to do.
It needed to happen.
And everything got all the networking, all the effort you put into it became more efficient. Because now you were honing it to a niche.
Exactly. And when I was doing the Grahm Radio podcast, I was very much in the rap scene here in Tampa. And I don't really listen to rap or care about rap. I just to be quite honest, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with rap.
You're a house boy through and through.
I'm a house and a jam band guy. I love Fish. I love the Grateful Dead. I love Goose now. Goose is awesome. And I love everything house music. Muse Records, Defected Records.
Muse is crazy. Muse is crazy.
Muse is crazy. Dennis Cruz, everything that he puts out is just gold.
Have you heard of Clarice?
No.
Clarice Records, bro, they're fucking phenomenal.
Well, and we will check. You'll show me that at a later time.
Oh, yeah.
But we got to stick to the schedule here.
Dude, listen to the song off of Clarice. Dude, I promise.
Okay. So, everything house music. I started interviewing and bringing people on. That's when the Takeover series started. You are the first person on the Takeover series. You are the first interview that I did on my Grahm Radio interviews, and you're the last to be on the interview series here in Tampa. I'm going to continue the interview series down the road, in a while, but for a while you're going to be the last interview that is on this channel, which is exciting.
Heard it here, folks.
So, and pretty much that since January of 2023, that's about what Grahm Radio has been. It's been takeovers, people coming on Grahm Radio to film mixes. It's been interviews, people coming on Grahm Radio to be interviewed. And over the last 2 months, I really genuinely feel like I have struck a chord when it comes to content creation. At the end of March, I had 2,800 followers. In April and May, I put out over 70 pieces of content, and I'm about to hit 6,000 followers. And that's not BS followers. Did I pay for promotion? I paid for promotion on 3 posts, and those 3 posts, none of them went any more viral than any other post. The posts that have done the best for me, I have not paid for any promotion on, and I have a video that actually you filmed. I have a video that has I checked today, 189,000 views.
Jesus. I told you. Did I not tell you that video was going to blow?
Yeah, you did. And you actually were the one who showed me the tip, like moving the grid, like aligning the grid. You showed me that was possible, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, that's how you do it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's huge. Now, you know what's funny? Like, sitting here right now, I honestly don't remember exactly how to do it. You hold the button down.
Press it down, and then you
move it.
You move it a little bit.
Yeah, that's hysterical. But I genuinely feel like I have struck a chord with making content recently, which I'm really excited about. Here, hold on one second. Okay, perfect. So if this just keeps recording, it's never gonna stop. Like, you know, it's funny.
What you can press the thing so it could follow the arrow, or just so you can make sure.
What do I
still
press
recording. Here? You see by the numbers. Go to the left of the play button. More to the left. More. You see that arrow?
Yeah.
Hit it.
Nice.
Now you can zoom in.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I've recorded like 300-400 podcasts, and like this is one of the first ones that I'm doing on Ableton.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Welcome Ableton to the podcast game.
Yeah, seriously. So
look at it.
So
refresh.
So now where we're at, I should also probably say why I'm moving. I moved so I'm from South Florida. I'm originally from Miami Beach. On my 11th birthday, I moved to Weston, Florida. And I have lived that's where I'm from. I moved to Tampa because of the record label thing, and just honestly because I felt sort of compelled to move out of my hometown. I feel like there is, I felt like a pressure within myself and outwards, like from outside people, like that I should move out of my hometown. And I feel like that's a healthy pressure. Like, you know, you should expand, but like, honestly, I want to move back home. Like, I want to move back to South Florida. That's where I'm from. That's where I know everyone. That's where my entire family is. And I've had my fun outside of my hometown. I've proven to myself that I am, you know, proficient in making a name for myself in an alternate city. And I feel ready to move back home. You know, like that's what I want. So that's what's going on. That's where we're at right now. I put out Immersive Groove. Right now it's at once a month, but you know, I don't want to like talk about like, you know, plans and stuff like for like future releases, but
shit's gonna happen.
Yeah. You know, like shit. What's that classic DJ meme? Big
things coming.
Big things coming. Yeah.
Big things coming.
Yeah. So now the plan is just to keep this train going. I filmed a bunch of content today that I'm going to be putting out. I'm going to film more content. After we film this podcast. So we have a lot of topics to get through, and so that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I wanted to start this podcast off with sort of a state of the union. This is the history of Grahm Radio. This is where Grahm Radio is at. This is where Grahm Radio is going, and I feel like I've done that.
So what is the state of the union? Tell us. Is the state of the union good?
State of the union is great.
Of this union.
The state of this union is I am moving from a point of like education. Like, I'm no longer just getting started in the content creation field. I know how to create a lot of content in a short amount of time that does fairly well. And I have a good perspective on like kind of, I guess, what matters. And, you know, like, I'm just going to keep getting better, and I'm just going to keep growing Grahm Radio.
This is your warm-up lap.
Sure.
Now you about to run this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm about to, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, so we have a lot to go through.
Yeah, let's run it.
Let's, do you want to, should we start off with debates?
Hi, I'm Jay Crusoe. I'm a techno and house artist out of Tampa, Florida.
Have I not introduced you? I feel like people like...
I'm memeing.
Okay. Okay. The first
Have I
debate-
not introduced you? This
Yeah,
is like
no.
our fourth podcast
I know.
together.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So, this is Jay Crusoe. You might know him. Maybe. So, the first debate, using the sync button.
All right.
Should I go first?
By all means.
I
hate sync. No,
I think that if you complain about other people using the sync button, you are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of Alan Shee, the sync button is there for a reason, and I use it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alan, like, before...
Alan is a proud sync button user.
And so am I.
Yeah.
I love the sync button. I think that the only issue with the sync button is that if you transition from like a song at 119 BPM to 132 BPM, and a 132 BPM slows all the way down to 118, that 132 BPM song is going to sound really, really weird. So you just have to be aware of that. But otherwise, there is no problem.
I only hate it when I'm going back to back with someone and they don't turn it off before they hand the decks off to me, because then I'm like, why the fuck is my song doing this? And it's like, this person forgot to take off the sync. So I guess let's preface this by saying, if you're back to backing and you use sync, turn it off when you get off of that CDJ.
Well, let's talk about back-to-backing for a second. I think that back-to-backing, like, it is sort of a skill that you can develop.
Yeah.
Like, you can set up the other person for success, and you can. The more you back-to-back with a certain person, you'll know their habits and their tricks, and you'll be able to sort of like have a lot of
Chemistry. You need to play with this person outside of a gig first. You need to have played intimately, like in a house or like maybe in afters with this person.
I totally agree.
Because all right, promoters, stop asking two people that don't know each other if they want to back to back. They sometimes they might say yes, but it makes producers uncomfortable.
I have actually recently said no to bookings because it's been, or no, that's not true. I have been on bookings that they later ask me if I can do a back-to-back instead of just me, and I say no. I am not, like, if I have an hour to perform, I want it to just be me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, unless the booking is originally a back-to-back, like, hey, do you want a back-to-back with Jay Crusoe? Sure, let's see what he says about it, and I'm sure that, yeah, whatever. But, like, if I get booked and it's just me, and then later on, hey, we just added XYZ to the lineup. Even if XYZ is a homie. Like, no, I don't want to back-to-back.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I would much rather have my own show.
Yeah, because you can only get an hour. Like, an hour, especially in house music, is nothing. Like, a proper house set, probably 3-4 hours.
Exactly.
An hour is an appetizer.
Totally. So using the sync button, I think that me and you are pretty much on the same page about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, bro, like, use it if you need to. That's what it's there for. It makes mixing easier. Mixing doesn't have to be a fucking pain. You don't have to be like struggling every transition, like oh, I have to listen to it on the head. I can't use sync. Like, bro, like, use it if you need it.
I want to qualify what you're saying. Like, what you just said was use it if you need to. I don't necessarily think that, like, that's what you mean. Like, use it if you want to.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I need. But and I mean need. It's like if like that helps you with your mixing, because some people just don't want to have a problematic mixing thing. Like, I have to listen to all this by ear, or like beat match it on the thing. Like, no, just boop. I don't use it personally, but I see why people use it, and I won't hate because I don't have a small dick.
Cool. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's talk about penis. No, I'm kidding. Penis size. All right.
Okay, we're moving on.
What's the next topic?
How to be a good opener. Now, before you go into it, I want to. There are two sides to this. You should not. Side number one is you should be a little bit more tame because you want the headliner to really have the spotlight. The other argument is you should pop off so that the club is popping.
I think it depends on the perspective in which the promoter sees you. If the promoter sees you as a local artist that's just a DJ that's there to set up a groove, yeah. But if you're getting booked by a promoter for support on a show, but the promoter's booking you because they know that you're an artist and that you can flex your stuff without like shining over the headliner.
Yeah.
Then I think you have to step into the promoter's shoes and see where they're looking at you for that. They're like, all right, this guy just knows how to set a vibe. He's a good DJ. Let's put him on support. That's where you do more of like a curated thing. But if the promoter's like, this is the next guy out of such and such city, I want to put him on. He's gonna throw a show. He's gonna do his own thing. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a distinction there, but I agree. You got to learn how to set the pace and not be like blowing the headliner out of the water. You gotta alley-oop them.
Yeah, yes. And you know what? I think that the right answer is the alley-oop. That's perfectly put.
Yeah.
Because if you're booked as a local DJ who's there to set the groove, don't play insane bass house.
Yeah, no, please, please don't.
Yeah. Sorry.
Business calls.
Yeah.
Look, here's the analogy. You're coming up to the hoop. You can do a flashy little move. You can do a flashy little thing. You can have your own moment, a little spin. But at the end of the day, you're doing this. And it's that person's time to shine when he dunks it and gets the point.
Do me a favor. Can you lean back on the couch because like the camera?
Can you see me now? You can probably see my pimple.
Your pimple looks beautiful. Come on, man. It's all good. I mean, it's enormous and pussy, but...
Excuse me?
So, opening, I think that you should really read, like, I mean, for any DJ set, you do need to read the room, but I like that distinction between, like, if you are there to set the groove or if you're there to be, like, you know, an artist that is booked. Well, but at the same time, I think that there's a difference between, like, an opener and you're one of the artists on the lineup. For example, like, the space closing parties. Like, or better yet, like the Solid Grooves 24-hour takeover at Space Miami. Who's the opener there?
There's no openers. It's all talent.
Exactly. It's all talent, and that's the answer. If you're there as talent, then be the talent. Like go there and be the artist that you're meant to be.
Yeah.
But if you're there as like a local opener, which is great. I mean, dude, there's a lot of shows that I would love to go on as local openers. As a local opener, don't outshine the headliner.
Yeah, that's not your job. That's never your job. Even if you are there as talent or like as an artist, it's never your job. You can never overshadow the person. Like, you just do your thing.
Totally. Here, let's move on. The next debate.
Do your thing.
Okay, rapping over vocals. This is
rapping over vocals.
Yeah. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, like there's like a and then there's guys like rapping over it, or what?
Okay, so like rapping over vocals is it's a topic of debate in the rap community. Has nothing to do with house music. Let's say that I were a rapper and I showed up to a show and I gave the DJ my music. I'm either giving the DJ instrumentals that I'm rapping over, or I'm giving the DJ the song that I made in the studio with my vocals on it, and I'm then taking the microphone and rapping over those vocals.
All right, my head went somewhere else. Okay, that's fair. I thought you were talking about something else.
Okay, so but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I definitely see.
There's a and you would think, why would you ever rap over vocals? Like, why would you not? That's like if you're at like a Fish concert and like Trey Anastasio just like presses play on his guitar solo and just like puts his and like just like messes around with his guitar, not really doing the solo. Yeah. I think that rapping over vocals is completely ridiculous, and you should not rap over vocals. You should have an instrumental.
I see why they do it though. Because specifically with rapping or just like any vocal performance, like you are the center of the attention, and sometimes you don't want to have to be stuck on the mic the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you want to be like, specifically rappers, they like to fucking like show off, like do a little dance, like Kodak. Kodak raps over his vocals a lot.
Yeah.
And like I see why he would want to do that, but I also understand why it would kind of be like a disgrace to the trade. Almost.
Like I think that it has a lot to do with like the subgenres of rap. For example, if you have a lot of auto-tune in your rap, like you're Travis Scott or something, and I mean Travis Scott probably doesn't rap over vocals, or maybe he does. I have no idea. But if you're doing more conscious rap without a lot of effects, and you like don't need the effects, then you shouldn't. And you're at a venue where maybe you don't have those effects on hand. Then I mean, like, or sorry, I misspoke. Okay, let's move on. Just because, like,
you got flustered.
Yeah,
I looked at him a certain way.
But rapping over real rappers don't real rappers don't rap over vocals. Quote Grahm Radio. Okay.
I don't have a stake in this fire, so.
Being mysterious versus making content.
You said this one when you were overviewing, and I really liked it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, what are your thoughts on this?
This is something I've thought about, and I feel like it just really depends on your brand. Some brands are just really easy to hit with ooh, I'm mysterious, and some other brands are really like, oh, this is just a guy, like fucking Gesaffelstein. Is that how you say it?
I know who you're talking about, but
or maybe even Zoo. Like
how about K-Tronada?
K-Tronada, they're very mysterious.
Yeah.
They're very mysterious people. You don't really understand what's going on in their personal lives. They're just the media persona. And I feel like that's one part.
I mean, dude, you know who does a good job of being mysterious? Taylor Lace.
Taylor Lace is so mysterious.
Like how much, like this dude, Taylor Lace, this guy puts out like very little content. Like he might post like 3 times a month or something.
Yeah.
But like he's undeniably successful. Yeah. Like at the level that, I mean, he's not fucking Michael Bibby or Pasa, which is fine, but he has the biggest show in Tampa. Like the Boiler House. What show other than obviously other than like, you know, big artists that come through here, like name a bigger show.
No, it's gotten bigger than like some big artists. Like they literally every boiler room that has been had there, it's all locals and
Boiler
the line,
House. He calls
Boiler
it
House.
He calls it Boiler House.
It's the line wraps around the Ritz past the railroad track.
Right.
Like it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. He kind of ate with that one. He snapped.
Oh, big time. But going back to our debate, like he also does, like, his vibe is like, I think that if he started putting out like a lot more content, it might not really make sense with like just
with who he is
with like his reputation. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, knowing him personally, like he's not one to like in real life to be like very like
open.
Yeah, like he's a little more introverted. He's a producer's producer for sure.
Yeah.
Like, so I agree. That's where mysterious being like really works for his brand.
Totally.
Like I can't be mysterious. Like it's just not in my nature, and like I'm just a guy. So like
I think that you and I are very similar in that we're like very much open books.
Yeah. It just depends on your personality type at the end of the day.
Totally.
Because it's more natural to us. If we try to force being mysterious, it's going to come off weird and awkward, and people are not going to resonate with it.
But let me be the other side of this debate here.
Devil's advocate.
Wait, whoa.
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate.
The one guy in class.
So devil's advocate here.
Here's a question though. And I'm just gonna theorize.
Mm-hmm.
If Taylor Lace were to hire like 3 or 4 like really, really good videographers at his boiler house sessions, and like, dude, Greg Santana is like
a legend.
He's fucking incredible. Like Greg Santana is fantastic. Like, what if like instead of Greg Santana, there's like 5 Greg Santanas, and they're all taking different styles of content at these Boiler House sessions, and every single day Taylor Lace is posting 4 pieces of content, all from Boiler House.
I would love to live in a world where there's 5 literal Greg Santana clubs.
That would be great.
Just doing shit.
I mean, dude, like in theory, that like would that depreciate the value of that single show by like overhyping it?
No, because
would that be
you
like
can be selective.
Yeah, like
you can be selective with the media that you get. You just have a shit ton of stuff to look through.
Exactly.
Like but it gives you better chances to curate what you're going to put out because you have a wider selection.
But taking it a step further, it's like putting out basically what I'm saying here is the difference between putting out a shitload of content and putting out very, very little content. There is quality versus quantity, you know? Like the stuff that Taylor Lace puts out is quality. There's no fucking doubt about that. Yeah. Like that is just a fucking fact.
Yeah.
As opposed to Grahm Radio. In April, I put out 70 pieces of content.
It's crazy.
Now, honestly, like my insights are fucking amazing. Right now, over the last 30 days, my account has reached 179,000 other accounts. I've never done that before.
That's crazy,
dude. It's fucking insane. It really is fucking insane.
Dude, you're like a white Instagram model.
I'll take it. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm not doing Boiler House. Like Taylor Lace has like really big cool shit on lock, you know?
Yeah, every brand has its effect. Like you have because of your niche group, like you're gonna have a certain effect. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, and I really think that it has like that. There's really no right or wrong way to go. I mean, there are many right and there are many wrong ways to go about like treating social media.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah. But like. Yeah, you know,
like don't shit on other local DJs just because you don't get opportunities.
That's important.
That's a good way of don't do that on social media.
Exactly. I think that if you just stay on topic, if you keep your social media platform on topic, like, dude, you know what bothers the shit out of me and I unfollow people who I personally know who do this. If I follow your DJ account and then you start posting about your fucking girlfriend, I'm unfollowing you. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I have opinions on this.
Sure. Okay.
Don't ever post unless you're gonna get like married.
No, even that. I don't want, like, if you're getting married, okay, maybe put up a story. But like if you have a personal Instagram, keep your personal shit in your personal Instagram. I unfollow, I mute. If you post anything about your kid or your freaking marriage or like the family vacation that you took,
all right, that's a little extreme.
Like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Well, but here's the thing with house music, it's a lot different because house music, the brands around the artists are around the artists themselves. So a lot of the times, this is just like Fisher. Have you seen Fisher? Yeah, Fisher posts all his personal shit on there.
Yeah, but it's funny.
He's just a guy.
But it's different because it's funny.
But it's just him. But it's still just him.
Like his brand is his personality.
That's what I'm saying. And house, it's usually like that. But some people just do it like this is a personal Instagram instead of I am a person on this Instagram. You know what I mean?
I do.
Like, here's a picture of my avocado toast. Like, and it's a hard post. It's not a story. It's a hard post of avocado toast.
Yeah.
Yo, I kind of spit with that one. I didn't do it on purpose. Yo.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh.
Yeah,
like,
you're being a little bit not dramatic.
But like, honestly, dude, like,
I get it.
Like, I just like, if I meet you in your DJ world, like, do I care about your marriage? Yes. Do I care about like your kids? Yes. Am I going to remember all of your family's names if I meet them? Honestly, yeah, I'm really fucking good.
But that's not why you're following
names and stuff. Like, if I'm following you and you're posting about DJ content and every once in a while you post about like your family or whatever, fine. Like, I don't care. But if all you're posting about is freaking your trip to Disney World,
that's why I made a personal account
to go to Disney World.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. But yeah, like being mysterious versus being mysterious versus making content. I think that it has a lot to do with just like what your goals are.
It's brand dependent, person dependent. There's like you said, there's no wrong. There's no one right way to do it.
There's many right and many wrong ways to do it.
There's no singular right path.
Right. Like, I think that, I mean, just going back to like comparing Grahm Radio to like Taylor Lace, like him and I treat content way fucking differently.
Yeah, it's perspectives. It ends up working.
And he's crushing it with Boiler House, and like, I mean, I don't know how his views are, but like, I'm crushing it with views. And, like 5-10 years down the line, like, who knows where we'll both be? Like, hopefully we'll both be successful as shit. Hopefully we'll be back to backing at freaking Club Space on the Terrace.
That'd be nice.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
No
one knows.
Yeah. And, but overall, just to kind of put like a cap on this section of the podcast, like, I think that whether you're being mysterious or whether you are making a lot of content, it's important that what you put out is on topic for what you're doing, which like most of the people who I follow do a great job of that, and that you are putting out quality stuff. Like,
fair.
Yeah,
I agree. I stamp that with my approval.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's move on. So, networking.
Versus partying, or is it just networking in general?
We can do networking versus partying.
We can tie them both in.
So let's start out with like
just straight
how
networking.
to and how not to network. When I first moved to Tampa, I DM'd a billion people who I wanted to work with. Hey, my name is Grahm Radio. Do you want to come on my podcast?
It's a big. Well, actually,
no, it's a bad move. It made me look desperate.
Oh yeah, if you do like a million people, then yeah. If
Dude, when I first moved here, I thought that I was hot shit because I had this fucking podcast.
Yeah, that's a big don't.
Yeah, no. Like,
not be like, yo, check out my fucking song, dude.
Yeah, like
copy paste.
Dude, honestly, like I think that if you're gonna network, you need to go out in person.
This is how from the beginning. You can see this from like 2016 on my Facebook. It's like make friendships, not connections.
Totally, dude. Like I enjoy the people who I have worked with, like DJ Camo. DJ Camo's the shit. That's my friend. Like DJ Camo's cool as hell. Like I got to know him, and he invited me to Embert, and dude, like that's cool as hell. I mean, dude, like same with like Joe from like Privé. Like I met Joe, he's cool. He invited me to Privé, and like there's a ton of other
natural.
places. It's natural. Like when you can have a conversation with someone, like not for the purpose of like getting work or getting booked, like just because you guys are in the same industry and you guys can like talk about cool shit, like. People with opportunities will give you opportunities, and like I'm a person who can give opportunities too because I have like this cool like little platform, Grahm Radio,
and those friendships, which some people would see as connections, those end up being more meaningful, and they end up paying off more just because you're doing it genuinely.
Exactly. Yeah, like Grahm Radio, I do this for fun. I fucking love doing this. Like I love being in front of a crowd and DJing, and like however I can get there. Like, I want to get there, and I want to meet cool people along the way. Yeah. It's super fucking important, bro.
Yeah, it's fun to do. It's fun to do. You click with the right people. And you're not always going to click with the right... Sometimes you'll like, be around people that are like, you're not... The spark's not really there. But when you meet someone where the spark is really there, that's perfect.
Exactly.
It's like, you fly. You're flying.
Yeah. So, networking versus partying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I've never really had that big of an issue, like, partying. Like, I'm really not the biggest partier.
Yeah.
Like,
you're definitely not.
No, like, I'm not. Like, I enjoy, like...
You enjoy the party, but you're not a party boy.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Like, I love going to space, but I don't love going out all night to space. Like, I love waking up early and going to space.
You're like, yeah, like, I'm going to be in there by 2, and then I'm going to be out there by, like, 8. That's like, your schedule, usually. Or by, like, 10 sometimes. Usually, you'll do a little thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
Personally, so. I'm a party boy. I could just keep going.
That's great.
But to each their own. Yeah. But like it says, individuals have varying experiences. But... Yeah. I think networking comes easily when you're partying genuinely. Like, but not like partying like, like I'm fucking rolling face. You're just going out and having fun, and like you're just like meeting people in the crowd, and then you end up meeting the right people. You're backstage, you bump into someone, you guys are both dancing or something. You're like, hey, what's your name? Like, partying helps with networking because that you vibe with people and you kind of like find that spark. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I fully agree, and I think that. Partying, like it's easy to get out of hand.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to. If you're having problems with partying, then it's gonna affect your networking.
Exactly,
because then you're just like
it's gonna affect your reputation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, your reputation is everything.
Yeah. That's what people, and it's vain to like want to appease the people and like really superficially care about your self-image, but that's what people have about you. That's what their perceptions are of you already. So you want it to at least be good when you go to have that like introduction. They have an impression of you already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here, let's move on. How to make content. So let me sit on my soapbox for a second here.
Dude, this is all you. I don't know how to make content. I just do things.
Okay. There's a big difference between taking a very long podcast and finding clips to make out of it and setting up multiple cameras for the purpose of short form content. Let me explain how I make these RMX videos and these like cool transition videos. I set up the cameras, I set up the audio interface to record, and then I spend about 20 minutes like attempting to do cool shit on the RMX. And if you were to like just hear the audio of me making this content, you would like turn it off after like 5 minutes, because it's just like restarting and restarting and restarting until I actually make like a cool sounding transition or a cool sounding drum loop on the RMX. Like, I am doing this 100% geared towards short form content.
Yeah.
And I think that if you go into making short form content, that's how you need to look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, look at podcasts. I mean, yeah, this is a segmented podcast because we have a lot of different things that we're going to talk about, but like, we're not taking breaks to like cut the audio and cut the video, and like this is going to be one long thing. I'm probably not going to make any clips out of this. Like, I'm just going to like
throw it up on the internet.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it up on the internet. Yeah. And it's because I'm not making this to make short form. I'm making this to make long form. So my thoughts on content, and additionally, because I'm not a mysterious guy, you know, I am a content making guy. I have a fucking content machine. Like, that's what all this craziness is.
I'm the machine.
I'm the machine. Like literally, dude, I have never seen more growth than in April and May. Like, going up almost more than 3,000 followers. Like, bro, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
It's because you fell in love with the art of content creation.
That is so accurate, dude. I really do love making content.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it is a lot of fun. How to make? I mean, dude, like,
have a plan basically, because that's what I do. At least before every time I try to do like a little TikTok or some shit, I'm like, what I want to do, the goal of the TikTok, basically a little blueprint on how to do it. That's how I approach content. It's like, I want this to be a short, less than 1 minute video, or I want this could be a 3-minute video to explain this. It's like, you have to have an outline of basically what you want to do. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, 100%. You need to have a plan.
Yeah,
like,
you can't just like record whatever happens.
Like, dude, before you came over today, and for context for the listeners, right now it's like 6. Right now, yeah, it's almost 7. Like today from around 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. I wrote down a plan. I wrote down a list of things that I wanted to, a list of short form content clips that I wanted to create. RMX, cool transitions, launchpad, guitar licks, and then set up jam band. I didn't get to all of them. I only got to RMX and cool transitions. But here's what I did. I literally set up the videos, or I set up the video cameras for the RMX. I filmed the entire RMX thing. Then I took all of it. I took all of it to my computer. I edited all of it. I finalized all of it. I exported all of it to my phone. Then I deleted all of the things that I didn't need. And then I restarted. I went back to my DJ area. I set up the videos for the cool transition videos, and I did the same exact thing. I filmed all the cool transitions. I took it to my computer, and I edited the whole thing. Instead of like, and that's just how I like to do it. Like, I've figured out my process. And dude, in that, I created 13 pieces of content today, all of which are between like 15 seconds and like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, and dude, I did all of that in like 3 hours, you know, or less. Yeah, like, it's a ton of content, and like, dude, like thousands and thousands of people are gonna watch that, tens of thousands, like maybe even hundreds of thousands if something goes viral. And me and you have like dude, I wrote this is an entire list of videos that you're gonna film me making, it's going to be in the exact same format as the one that we filmed that has 180,000 views, 190,000 views.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. How many are there? I think like 10?
9.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like cool things that you can do on the RMX, the CDJ, and the DJM. So yeah, I think that going in with a plan to making content is super important. I also think that the benefit of making content is that your stuff gets pushed out to like multiple people. Like, and that's sort of a detriment about being mysterious. Like, when you're mysterious, people want to get to know you. When you're making a lot of content, people already know you. But like, there's something cool about being mysterious. There's something cool about like being the artist. Like, there's something like, the reason that you don't see, you know, big artists like Palsa doing how he created Roleplay or whatever song is because there should be a separation between what artists can do and what the audience can do. You know, like that mystery, that mystique, that like interest is a factor of coolness.
I feel like you can also be both mysterious and also be pumping out content. Like I wanna say like Mal P, you don't really like, he's open. Like I mean, like you see him post a lot, but he's also a little mysterious. You know what I mean? I
totally get that.
He has a little edge to it, and I feel like that's also a really cool thing about having like a project. Like for example, like the J. Crusoe project. J. Crusoe is a curated project. Like that's me, but I'm also like. That's not who Jael is, right? That's not fully. It's J. Crusoe, you know. So I think that you could also be both. I now that I'm thinking about it, you can have one, you can have the other. It's a spectrum.
Yeah, you can post a lot of content and still
also be
still
mysterious. Yeah,
maybe that's the secret sauce.
Maybe that's the secret sauce.
Yeah,
you can't reveal all your tricks.
Like I mean, this whole podcast is turning into just us talking about Taylor Lace, but like I love his
Taylor Lace glaze session.
Yeah, seriously, this is just a Taylor Lace glaze session. I love his like montages of like going to a show or something, and like
Greg cooks with those, dude.
Yeah,
Greg cooks it
up.
Pandemonium.
Wait, Pandemonium?
Pandemonium.
Is that like another? Wait, what?
Let's keep going.
What's Pandemonium?
No, this fell over. I thought you.
I
was like, it's crazy. This shit's happening.
I thought you were saying Pandemonium is like another photographer.
No, yeah,
okay,
you don't know
whatever.
Pandemonium, bro.
You know what's actually funny? When I was in high school, there was this kid who was like a producer, and he called himself Pandemonium, and he would wear a beanie that looked like a panda. I don't know what he's doing now.
Hopefully, not that.
I don't know.
Or maybe if that's going well for him, hopefully he's doing that. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I hope you're doing well, Pandemonium.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, I hope you're prospering.
Yes, I agree. But going back to this Taylor Lace glaze session, dude, his like montages of doing like cool shit are fucking sick. Like
he be doing cool shit.
Dude, yeah. Like fuck yeah, dude. And that's cool as hell.
I love his food reviews.
Does he have food reviews? I didn't know this.
Bro, that's like a Taylor Lace lore, like Easter egg. It's like every once in a while you'll see it on his stories. He's like a picture of the food that he's about to eat with the location, and then afterwards he'll have like a rating out of 10, and it'll be like super brutal. It'll be like that this shit was ass, or like this is incredible. You should definitely come.
Wow, you know what? You're making me remember something. I think that I've DM'd him asking him because I think that he posted like a really aesthetically pleasing piece of food, and I asked him where it was from. Okay, whatever. Anyway, this is really turning.
And he gatekept. He was like, you know what's funny, bro? The chef died. They shut down the restaurant. It caught fire.
That's so funny. That's so funny. But yeah, like I mean, I'm just theorizing. Like if he posted something like that every single day, like a really really cool. Like montage of him doing some shit.
Every single day is kind of crazy though.
No, yeah, that would take.
He'd have to be doing a lot of stuff.
But that's what Mal P does. Like Mal P, and it's because Mal P's Mal P. He's
he's touring.
He's touring, and he has probably like 10 Greg Santanas.
No, actually, no. John Summit just started a little like behind the scenes.
Did he?
Thing, yeah.
That's cool. Oh, you know who's big with it is James Hype.
James Hype has some good ones.
Dude, his YouTube videos are so awesome.
Have you seen the Skrillex one and the Martin Garrix ones?
No.
The Martin Garrix ones they're phenomenal.
Well, are you saying like Martin Garrix on James Hype's thing? Or
no, Martin Garrix had
like his own thing.
Had his own like
vlog series.
Yeah, and it was incredible. When I was coming up, I watched it all the time.
You know who has a good one that's still active is Chris Stussy. Chris Stussy.
Yes, his are long too. He just uploaded one from his New York run.
Really?
It was incredible.
Dude, yeah. Hey, Chris Stussy's are...
Shout out Chris Stussy. That guy's a god.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he's so good.
Yeah, he's just...
I love his style too.
Dude, he's just incredible.
Yeah,
he's so smooth. Mm-hmm. This is the Chris Stussy Glaze session now.
Well, yes. Welcome to the Glaze session. That would be a terrible name for a podcast.
The Glaze sesh.
Yeah, Glaze session.
Welcome to a Glaze sesh with two men.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, so let's go into in general how to produce. And I want to explain this, and we're going to stick to this really, really quickly, okay? This is how you produce house music. You take a kick that sounds like this. or fuck.
You fucked that up already. Hey, don't listen to this guy.
Okay. Like, okay.
Come on.
This is how you produce house music. You take a kick and you put it on the one of every beat on a 4-bar beat on like a 4/4 pattern. So it sounds like this. Dun, 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 dun. You take a clap, or in some cases, a snare, and you put it on every other kick. That's what gives it the dun, ch, dun, ch. You then put a hi-hat in between all the kicks. So a hi-hat sounds like this. Tss. So then you have now created dun, tss, ah, tss, dun, tss, ah,
But is this how to produce house music? Or is this just how to produce?
This is just the basic of how to produce house music.
Okay.
Well, what would you say, like, how to produce?
Well, I thought we were gonna go around like the creative and like mental process behind producing.
Nope.
No?
No.
You
no.
want to literally talk about how to produce?
Literally, just like this, like because I remember when I first started producing, like you tried to show me, and Alan tried to show me, and a lot of other people tried to show me, and a lot of it I thought was a little bit was confusing. But I mean, now that I'm talking about it, it's like okay, how to produce? You got to sit in front of Ableton and really, really try.
You got to put in the time.
You got to
and
put in the
experiment.
time. Yeah, you got to put in the time. Like the shit that I can do now, it's like way. It's. I mean, I've been producing for a year. Like technically, I downloaded Ableton in May of 2022, but I basically opened it and just like got scared and closed it. Like it was really scary.
As one does.
Yeah, I would say I really genuinely started producing in like June of 2023. Because that's when I like really started to like get into like YouTube videos and opening Ableton and really diving in. And I've been fairly consistent with it since June of 2023. And now it's I have a ton of, I mean, I don't have any finished tracks because I'm just really not there yet. But now I can make something that you can listen to. You know,
Yeah.
I sent you the moon landing recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, dude, I couldn't do that a year ago.
Dude, watch in like 4 or 5 years is gonna be even better,
Bro. Yeah.
Even now, I listened to some stuff from a year ago, and I'm like, damn, I'm a much better producer now.
And dude, honestly, that thought process makes me not want to put out music on Spotify. Because I don't want to put out music. I mean, I know that either way, like even if I wait 5-6 years to put out music, like in 10 years, I'll listen to that and be like, oh, I'm better now. But I want to put out music that is listenable.
You can just put stuff out on SoundCloud and then private it. You don't have to put it on Spotify yet until you're sure.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Okay, so how to produce, just sit down and do it.
Learn.
Yeah.
Learn and spend the time. Get your 10,000 hours, dude.
Yeah, and I'm sure you do this too. I watch production tutorials when I'm not even in front of my computer. I just watch it for fun, like before bed or just like throughout the day. Like I just think that it's like if it's an entertaining video, then it's an entertaining video. I like to listen to that stuff.
Yeah, dude. I remember. Yeah, dude. There's some awesome music production videos and channels out there.
Yeah, for real.
That are funny and entertaining.
Okay, let's move on. So,
is this supposed to be blinking?
Yeah. We're good. Here, let me make sure we're still recording all this.
We're flying over the hills of Italy here.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, so next, how me and you met. What a great story. So
amazing.
It was Miami Music Week, but we were in Tampa, and I DM'd House Hats, the House Hats Instagram, and I said, hey, do you have any artists who would be down to come on my podcast? And whoever was behind the House Hats
Steve
Instagram at the time, was it Steve? He sent me Intermock.
Intermock.
Yeah, he said that Intermock is great. And
I was making house. I was doing house and bass.
Yeah. And you came over in a suit.
I came right after my synagogue service.
Yeah. You showed up and we talked on the podcast. Which, by the way, that podcast came up recently. It was like the 3-year anniversary of it, and which is crazy. And I didn't remember this, but we were live. Like we went live on Facebook for that.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, that was a live podcast. That's epic.
Well, that's pretty baller.
Yeah. Love you, bro.
I love you.
So, and when that's literally how we
just
met.
hit it off and just started hanging out after that.
Exactly. Playhouse. So Playhouse. If you don't know what Playhouse is, it was my show. It was if you know what Kill Tony is, it's very similar to Kill Tony. It's like the house version of Kill Tony. DJs would show up, they would put their names into a bucket, and I would pick their names out, Crusoe, and Crusoe would come on the stage and do 15 minutes and DJ for 15 minutes. The whole thing was filmed. It was great. The only reason that I haven't continued to do it is just logistics. It's too much BS. It's too much editing. I find a lot of value in Playhouse, but I find a lot of value in doing what I do, like, you know, producing and DJing here.
You'd need an editor for that.
Yeah, I would.
You need like low key a little production team.
And another big thing for that is marketing. Like, because dude, when I was doing Playhouse, I only did it twice, but both times I did it, bro, I sent out so many DMs. I sent out so many DMs to people, and it's just like, I don't want to do that, you know?
At what point is it too much? And
exactly. It was really just too much. That's why I stopped doing Playhouse. Not to say that I wouldn't do Playhouse again. Like, in the future, like, dude, I would honestly, if I could, I would do Playhouse every week. It's such a fun idea. I would do it differently though. It wouldn't just be 15 minutes. Like, one thing that I thought would work would be like, I invite okay, picture like Emberd or something. But it's an episode of Playhouse. Emberd, by the way, for the listeners, is a bar. Picture, you know, a local bar that does house music.
Rooftop.
Rooftop bar.
City view in the back. It's a pretty nice venue.
Yeah, or even club space, or even just like an inside bar. You know, like something. It doesn't matter. Just like a lot of people there for house music. And instead of 15 minutes, it's a full hour. And the people who could go on stage are pre-approved. So maybe there'll be 10 DJs who I know are there, who are pre-approved, who may get pulled out of the bucket. And every hour a new DJ gets pulled. And that way you know that the DJ is going to be good because they're pre-approved, and like, you know that they are going to throw down and that they're not going to choke, and people get a longer time, you know. And it would also have to be like a long night. It would have to be like a full night of partying.
It would have to be dedicated for sure.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Asteria 2021. Jesus. How much time do we have?
That was definitely an occurrence.
Dude, Asteria...
I'm glad that happened. I honestly am very glad that happened.
Bro, me too. So Asteria 2021 was the worst music festival that has probably ever happened ever, aside from like Altamont or like Woodstock 99 where people died.
Okay. I feel like we were all dealt a bad card because it's not like they did that because they were shitty. It's just the venue. Just like it rained way too hard and everything just went downhill.
I mean, the venue, like
it was mud everywhere and it smelled like cow manure. You remember that because it was on a pasture.
The venue was at a place where they do monster truck rallies, and there's just mud everywhere.
Yeah, but I feel like with the time that they were scouting it, there wasn't that much mud. And then when they actually held the festival, they got like fucking surprised by the muddiness of it all.
But I will say, I had a lot of fun.
Dude, it was such a blast.
Because, dude, I had that whole, like, backstage area. I had a full tent that was just Grahm Radio.
Yeah, and you were interviewing, like, fucking Bonnie and Clyde. You were interviewing a kid. You interviewed fucking...
Recno.
You interviewed Recno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I interviewed, and the interview has never been released? Stuka.
Yeah, Stuka is crazy.
Stuka. And,
he's back.
I know. He got, like... So, here's the story with that. And honestly, like, I wish that I had just released that because, like, I do not fuck with, like, someone sitting down for an interview, doing a full interview, and then telling me I can't release it. Get fucked. Like, if your art, because his management told me that I couldn't release it. Like, dude, like, no. Like, if you're gonna allow your artist to sit down and do an interview, like, if you want to tell me topics that you can't talk about, fine. Like, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem not talking about topics. I will avoid topics. I'll edit shit out. I don't care. But like, if you're gonna tell me not to release the entire interview, like you better have a real fucking reason to tell me. Now, was the reason that they were aware that he was gonna get canceled 5 minutes after the music festival? I don't know. And was he canceled for a good reason? Absolutely fucking not. He won the court case. Shout out to Stuka. That motherfucker stood up for himself. Yeah.
He went radio silent because he was crafting up the case.
Dude, yeah, bro. As a lawyer myself, Stuka, respect.
He locked in. He locked in and
he
is now
won.
back.
He locked in and he fucking won.
Yeah, but the
Shout
damage
out
to his reputation was done already. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Dude, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but hey, good job on winning it. I hope.
But I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I hope you really blow up again soon.
I'm not gonna lie. Like for someone who got quote unquote canceled, I think that like he really did a great job he did everything that he could to uncancel himself, and I feel like he won back a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Dude, he put out a whole Google Drive of like all the evidence, and the chick was not able to legally discuss anything about that on Twitter anymore.
Dude,
she's like, I literally cannot go into this on Twitter.
That's great. I mean, she got like, I mean, you know, the truth will never really be known with that, but I think that like if someone's gonna lie about you, you need to stand up for yourself, regardless of the situation.
Yeah, I agree.
But
that goes for if you're a victim as well, and the predator is lying about everything that happened as well. That goes for the other side of the coin as well. You better defend yourself.
You know who's getting canceled right now is Emrak from Afterlife. Are you aware of this?
Oh that I read that post. That post was a little crazy,
bro. About like all the about the succubuses. Are you talking about the post that the victim posted?
Yeah. I didn't see anything about succubus.
Dude, yeah, like the victim posted like this 8-page carousel. 6 of the pages,
Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. 6 of the pages were text. The first like 3 pages were a very graphic description of what she experienced, which, if true, that's fucking
is crazy.
Awful.
That is an insane thing to happen to you.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And then the other 3 pages were about like the meaning behind Afterlife's graphics and the meaning behind Emrak's tattoos.
It's some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's like satanic.
Yeah, that I can't call it. That's crazy. That's a lot of stuff. If true, that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, it really. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a developing story. Like,
I feel like we should move from this topic.
Okay, I'm down to move from the topic. Yeah, but yeah, nonetheless, Asteria 2021.
Asteria 2021 was such an incredible experience for me. Although the logistics of the festival could have been handled much better, I feel like the time that I had with the people it got us closer.
Honestly, I feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like Asteria 21, I had a great time at Asteria 2021. It was just like the festival itself was just underwater.
Yeah, but you know what? Even then, we had fun. We were splashing around in the mud a little bit. We were drinking yerbas. We were
lot
chilling
of yerba
backstage.
mates there.
This guy was pouring yerba on himself.
So crazy.
Shout out Asteria 2021.
Yeah,
it was
a terribly amazing festival.
I would do it again. I would, if I were to go back, I would do it exactly the same way again.
I learned a terrible lesson at Asteria 2021.
Bring boots.
I decided to leave the festival Sunday at or I guess technically Monday at 3 a.m. after I had packed everything up.
I told him and he didn't listen.
Dude, I literally was nervous that I was going to crash my car. I'm not even kidding. Because it was a 2-hour drive. And I was listening to, in order to stay awake, I was listening to heavy screamo metal and keeping up with the drums to stay awake. I was freaked out.
Should have just taken an Adderall at that point.
You're not wrong. I should have. Okay, let's move on. So next we have Wade and Pasa at Space. Super fun, awesome weekend.
I love the duality of it. We saw, was it Wade or Pasa first?
Wade Friday, Pasa Saturday.
We had the really hard. I feel like, okay, so this explained to me the duality of house music. You had the really hard 5-hour Wade set, which is a really hard, excuse my graphic analogy, but it's a really good hard fuck.
I agree.
Pasa was Pasa was 10 hours of making love. That was that he was making love to the beat. It was a story. It was a vibe. It had a curation. There was intention behind it. And they're both great. The making love was perfect.
Yeah.
The hard sex was incredible. And I'm a virgin, so I don't know. So I don't really know how that actually works.
What?
So I don't know, but that was a great weekend. And all the shenanigans that happened with us four, it was
So
me,
fun.
you, Alan, and Ramon.
Yep.
And me and you in the back rooms.
In the back room?
Oh, the elevator, and then we got out in the construction, and then we went.
Oh my god,
dude, that story is insane. We have to make a short film recreating what happened there. We have to do that.
That actually sounds very doable. Let's go through the highlights. So we had an Airbnb. The Airbnb was great. It was in like a big apartment building.
It was very scenic. We saw the whole city.
Totally.
We saw all Brickell.
And I mean, we can just like say random anecdotes out of order. We got back to the hotel after the Airbnb after I think Wade, and
we were gonna go to
Pasa.
To Pasa.
Yeah, we were gonna go to Pasa, and the elevator was like,
it was broken, so it was going up every floor and down every floor, and we were at the top. So
it was stopping at every floor and opening.
We had to go through like 30 floors.
It was insane. And there was this guy who got on with his like
girl that had a puppy in her hand.
Weird. This was so weird.
Their dynamic was weird. As soon as they got in the elevator, it was very clear that were like in a fight
or on like drugs or something.
And the girl like got off on a random ass floor, and the guy was like, yeah, like she was over and like she wants a relationship. But like we didn't even ask him for this. He just divulged this information on us, and then he started looking at me crazy as we're going down, stopping at every floor, and he's like, I can turn your I had a platinum like Casio on. He's like, I can turn this into gold. And I was like, like I don't need a jeweler, bro. Like I really can't afford that right now. He's like, no. He grabs my wrist. He's like, I'm a magician. I can do this with my mind right here. And he was dead ass. And I was like, oh, I looked at Grahm and we were like, oh, fuck. Like, we could potentially die. This guy was kind of huge.
Yeah,
this guy was jacked.
I was like, there was a moment where I thought that I was going to have to, and I'm not like the biggest, I don't think I've ever been in like a fist fight, like a real fist fight. There was a moment there where I legitimately thought that I was going to have to like defend myself or like, or both of us. Like it was sketchy.
Yeah. But I don't remember what happened. Did he get off or did we get off like on a random floor?
I could not.
I remember we got off at like the parking garage and like the very top floor of the parking garage, and we walked our way down. We go through some stairs, and there's like a homeless guy like with a full like
there was a
studio apartment in the stairwell.
Yeah, and he looked up at us and he was like, "It's okay, like
it's okay, like you can come through." He's like grilling ramen. He has like a fucking
he wasn't
radio.
Grilling ramen.
He has like a radio in there. He has a sleeping bag in there.
He had set up camp in there.
Yeah. He had a thing going.
And we walked through a construction site and we went.
Yeah, we got out of the stairwell and it was an active construction site, and like it was at nighttime, so like we obviously weren't supposed to be there, and we got lost.
That was just crazy.
It was just an incredible side quest.
Yeah, Paso was so much fun.
That's a great weekend.
Paso, that was the most amount of time that I ever spent in space. Because I remember I left there at like 10 a.m. or something. I don't remember, but I was in space recently for 24 straight hours. Didn't you? Or was it 12?
It was like 12 for Sussy and Rossi.
That's so sick, dude.
Dude. What a great show.
That's awesome.
That show was incredible. And Chase West. It was Chase West, Rossi, Chris Dussy. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that was the show. Yeah, it was.
Nice. Okay, let's move on. Oh shit.
Moving on.
Wait, what just happened? Oh, here we go. Okay. When you made me see Prospa, and it was awesome.
Dude.
So we were at Space to see Dom Dalla, but Dom Bresky was before Dom Dalla, and that's what it was. I'm very sure of this.
I know it was during the Dombresky. I don't remember who was the headliner. But Dombresky was playing, and we caught a little bit of Dombresky, and he was good. But I also wanted to see Prospa.
I had never heard of Prospa.
At the ground, which is the second floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm going to go see Prospa. Second floor.
What's the first floor?
Floyd. Right, they're interconnected in the back, so it's literally it's first floor. Floyd.
I've still never been to Floyd. I need to go to Floyd.
Bro.
I know. Trust me, I know. Like, I'm aware. I need to go.
And now Space has Jolene.
Yeah.
Which is also like I hear it's pretty fire.
Dude, I really want to go to Dante's Hi-Fi. Bro, have you been to Alter Ego, the spot in Tampa? I went last week for my buddy's birthday. Dude, it is awesome.
Doesn't DJ Casper do the curating there?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a listening room, and it is loud, and it is vibey, and it's dark.
Can we go before you leave?
And the drinks are yummy. Yes, absolutely. We can definitely go before I leave. Maybe after Burns tonight we can go.
They're open that late?
I don't know. I don't know what time we're gonna get out of Burns tonight. It could be late. Like we could be there for a while.
We have a date at Burns.
Yeah, we do, because I'm moving and we're not gonna see each other for a while.
Big date thing.
So yeah, so you pulled me out of Dombresky, and I was really excited to see Dombresky, but I'm like, okay.
I was like,
whatever.
dude, trust me. No, and like you didn't come with us immediately. You were like, I'll meet you down there.
Yeah.
And then you were like, you eventually made your way down there, and I was just like mobbing with, I forgot who I was with. I think it was Ethan.
I don't remember. A bunch of hot girls.
There was some hot girls.
There's
there.
like tons of hot girls.
And like we were just booling. He pulls up. He's like, he just stays there for a bit, and then he's like, "Bro, thank you."
yeah. Prospa.
Shout out Prospa. Prospa, you guys are crazy.
Prospa is incredible.
I saw them at 3 Points solo.
Really?
All my homies wanted to go see someone on main stage.
You know who's going to 3 Points that I really want to see? Justice.
Oh, they're playing it,
dude. Yeah, they haven't played in so long.
I'm waiting for the undercard to drop.
Yeah,
I want to see who's down there, and then I'll decide.
Yeah. So next. Saving money and money management. I just want to briefly touch on this. I have never been good with money. Like, even to date, it's not like I'm freaking Warren Buffett. You know, I have a good job. I work from home, which I love, and I also have a hobby that costs money. But over the last, I would say 6 months, I've actually, literally for the first time in my life, I have been able to consistently save money, and I'm in a shitload of debt. I'm in, I think, $190K of student loan debt. It sucks. It sucks.
Jesus.
Yeah, but I've been paying it down, which is good. Slowly but surely. But over the last 6 months, I've actually been able to save, and as someone with a good job in this industry, I get hit up a lot about issues with money, legal issues, whatever. And a lot of the people in this industry don't have professional jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people in this industry have restaurant jobs, service industry, retail, whatever it may be, or maybe this is all they do, and whatever. Just the safety of an emergency fund is so important. I can't even emphasize it enough. And if you just take a very small amount of your paycheck every month and put it to the side, in a year it will grow.
Or throw it in a 401k that you can take it out from later.
Or throw it into index funds in Robinhood.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just wanted to mention that because even if you make very, very little money, you can save money. You can I don't care if it's $5 a month. You can make some sort of money, or you can save some sort of money, and it's important.
And you have to think of your project like a business. You want to invest in your business wisely and make sure that those investments are directly coming back to you. You're seeing a result, a return on investments on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. How to and how not to show up for your DJ gig. So just pointers of what you should bring. Headphones. You should bring headphones. People forget their headphones.
Yeah.
An extra USB.
3 extra USBs, bro. Fuck one.
Tangra, oh my god, we've talked about that before, but you invited me to your Tangra show. You were opening up. It was you, then Gallo, then Henry Fong. And your USBs just weren't working. Your sister was at home
trying to get another USB, but it was too much on time. I literally played an hour of Jaws and Mala and
Migos
and Migos edits.
Yeah.
It was bad.
But yeah, bring that. Also, I've found that I like bringing a big water bottle Like I love I bring this thing everywhere I go. It's my water bottle. This is my water bottle. I'm nothing without my water bottle. My water bottle is nothing without me. There are many other water bottles like this water bottle, but none of the other ones are, but this one is mine. Anyway.
What just happened?
I like to bring my water bottle. I also like to bring a charcuterie board. Sliced meats, some deli ham.
But you could just get that on your rider. Have them bring it for you.
I also like to bring
a small child, like in a backpack. It's like, hey, can you set up for me?
I like to bring.
He didn't like that joke.
I like to bring cows, like multiple cows,
but like in a herd,
like a herd of cows, and a shepherd, just to handle the cows while I'm DJing. But yeah, I think that's about it. Anything else?
Bro, okay. I feel like this turned into like a what to bring to your DJ gig, and instead of how to not show up to your gig. Don't show up to your gig 5 minutes before your set.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I like this
and like waltz in and just walk right up. No. You get there at least an hour. If you're running really late and like some shit happened, 30 minutes. But ideally, at least an hour. You get to talk to the other openers. You get to talk to the people that are throwing the show. Thank you. Hey, thank you for having me. You go and chill in the crowd. Maybe get a beer. You talk to people. You just do your thing. Don't show up right before your set. I'm Mr. DJ. Look at me with my 3 mixes on SoundCloud. Boom. Give me my writer.
The only I'm gonna push a little bit. If your set is like a local gig set and it's like at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m, then it's okay to show up like maybe 20-30 minutes before if you're sleeping before. Like if the peak of the night is over and you're showing up to sort of close out the bar,
be there by the peak, bro. Be there by like at least the beginning of beginning 15 minutes, like after the 15 minutes, minute 15 of the headliner set. You get to see the headliner and everything, and then now you know what vibe you're gonna be in when you close.
Okay. I the reason that I'm qualifying it is just because like I DJ'd at the Tunnel, and my set was, I did this twice. My set was at 5 a.m. and I showed up at like 4:40.
Yeah.
Just because and you know what? I fell asleep at like 9 p.m. the night before.
Oh, that happened to me before. I woke up literally 15 minutes before my set.
Well, but no, like
that was a mistake though.
No, but I did it purposely. Like I did it because I wanted a full night of sleep. Like I wanted to start my day with the set rather than end my night with the set.
Fair.
You know, but like like a local crowd at like a smaller venue is
an afters. It's an afters.
It's an afters. It really is an afters.
You're good there, but like for like a ticketed Privé's ticketed, but for like a fucking like a headliner show and not like an afters,
it's different.
Yeah. There's a certain level of professional that's expected.
Professionalism and respect, and like it really is important. Like, dude, I love Privé. I love the Tunnel. Like they do sick stuff.
It's such a staple.
Yeah, it is. It's turned into such a staple.
It's turned into at first it started out and people were like, but now people have fully embraced it.
Yeah, totally. It's awesome. Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to the Tunnel. Shout out to Sharif who helps run it.
Yeah,
and that whole team.
It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Let's move on. A message to my supporters and a message to my haters. To my supporters, I love you. To my haters, I love you. Let's just keep on rolling.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
No matter what, I'm not going to stop.
Thank you for the love on both sides.
Yes. Thank you for pushing me in the right direction.
Because when they hate you, it's because they love you.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, and then the last thing is going through the list of places I've DJ'd and talking about them, their good qualities, their bad qualities, just talking about the truth. I'll start with my favorite place that I've ever DJ'd.
I know what he's going to say.
Emberd.
Yeah.
Emberd was so awesome. It was the best night of DJing that I have ever DJ'd. I prepared more for it than any other night that I've ever DJ'd. I got into a relationship from that set, which was great. The relationship has ended, but nothing but love, all good.
Shit happens.
Yeah, whatever. That
I think your stalker's trying to like come to the wall,
Oh
bro.
my god, let's not even talk about that. Jesus.
Graham has a stalker.
I hope not. The seeds of a stalker have begun, but we're not. Let's move on from that. Jesus Christ.
He's moving soon, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I wish I'm not going to edit that out, but I wish they didn't say that. That's so insane. So
as if we didn't have a 30-minute conversation about this earlier.
Yeah, that's true. So God damn it. So Emberd. Here are the great things about it. They gave me wine. Like I asked, they were like, DJ Camel was like, "What do you want to drink?" And I was like, "Wine." And I got like 2 bottles of wine, and that was so awesome.
Good
I was
wine.
There drinking wine. It was so great. It was May the 4th, and I brought I personally, like with my own money, I brought like mini lightsabers, and I also paid someone to come and take pictures. And it was just awesome. Honestly, I don't even know what I would say is bad about Emberd. Like Emberd is just awesome. Like it's perfect. I mean, like, okay, here's the only bad thing about Emberd, but it's also a good thing, is that it's, okay, that's my ice machine, is that it's outside, and I've been there before when it rains, and like, if that was my CDJ, I would be like having a whole ass conniption. But like Emberd is just but like the fact that it's outside sets the vibe. I love that it's outside. You know, like Emberd, I mean, like I think that Emberd is the best, like, just fun house bar in Tampa. I don't know what a bar is better, like for what Emberd is, that, like, I mean, and then you know where I've never DJed that I really want to DJ is Saigon Blonde. I really want to DJ that.
Saigon Blonde is pretty cool.
So cool.
Pretty
But
cool.
I mean, dude, I don't even know what negative could I say about Emberd. It's fucking awesome.
The only feedback I have for Emberd is you gotta wait like 40 minutes to get a drink.
Yeah, it does get.
It
packed.
gets like shoulder to shoulder sometimes, and it gets really annoying.
Yeah, it does. It does.
That's my only feedback. It's a nice spot. I feel like a little less crowding, and a little more curation will be perfect, and that it would be an incredible spot.
Yeah.
You guys are doing. Ember's doing great. That's my only thing is that too many people at the bar. That is a pretty good one thing to have.
Yeah, it
complain
does.
about.
It does. Actually,
means everything
take
else
a
is
while.
cool.
I have been in a situation before at Emberd where it takes like forever to get a drink, but whatever. It's like that at a lot of bars.
Yeah.
The TK Lounge. I've only DJed there once. I had a great time. The only feedback that I would say is that like it's a more bassy crowd, and I'm just not like a bassy artist.
Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes you can't change.
I mean, you DJed at TK a million times.
yeah,
Like,
under Intermock.
if you were writing a Google review for TK, what would you write?
The best underground venue in the United States
That's awesome.
for bass music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
PCI, a place that I have DJ'd 15, 20 times. I like PCI is awesome. It's just like my only qualm with PCI is actually more of just like I guess you can call it my own issue, which is like PCI, I'm not going to say that it's like a mainstream bar, but I can't go there and play Chris Stussy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You gotta play like edits of
Yeah,
top 40
like
songs.
remix, yeah, edits of top 40 songs. And like that I didn't start DJing to play remixes of top 40 songs, but I signed up to go and DJ at PCI. So
You knew what you were getting yourself
yeah, like I
into.
knew what I was getting myself into, and it was great money.
Yeah,
Like,
this is a good little side hustle.
fantastic side hustle. Like it was fucking awesome. And also, like, who the fuck am I to complain? I'm literally going there to DJ for 4 hours
fine.
by the beach and get paid for it.
And
like,
get sauced.
it was so, honestly, I didn't really drink that much, but like it was like every single time what's the look? I really didn't. Like, I mean, you know me. Like, I literally like don't ever drink. Like, what's the look? What is this
No,
look?
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to elicit a reaction.
Oh yeah. I like PCI was fucking awesome. And I've
only been there twice.
one thing that I'll definitely carry with me about PCI is like I definitely got a lot of experience, like kind of handling and controlling a crowd.
Experience points. Your levels are going up.
Seriously. Like PCI is the place that I've DJ'd the most in my life. I've never DJ'd anywhere more than PCI because I mean I think I DJ'd there if I had to guess how many gigs I had there, I would say maybe 14 or 15.
You had a little consistent gig there.
Oh, big time. Like, I had a lot. And every time I DJ'd there, it was 4 hours. So, like, a ton of time. I spent a ton of time DJing at PCI, and I will miss it. Like, I really feel like I became a better DJ at because of all my time DJing at PCI. And I've watched that place grow too. Like, dude, when I first started DJing at PCI, I had to bring my own speakers.
Yeah.
Dude, I bought speakers off Facebook Marketplace. They were great. They ended up getting their own speakers. And the last time that I DJ'd there was, I think, like 3 months ago, because I left the music bureau because I'm moving. And I saw a video recently. It looks like they got a new DJ booth.
I don't know.
Like, one thing about the music bureau, because the music bureau handles all of PCI's bookings. DJ Camo explained this to me once. The music bureau, they don't just book artists. They develop venues. They do venue development. And I've never thought of that concept before. But that is such a cool and important concept. The music bureau does venue development. They don't just book artists to go there. Even like they have amazing artists on their roster, and I know this is sort of turning into another Glaze session, but nonetheless, like, the music bureau is sick, dude, and PCI is sick. Like, I had, like, near the end of my time there, I had a whole strategy. I would show up like 3 hours before my set and just, like, walk up and down the beach, hang out. Yeah, I would always get a free meal when I would DJ there, and I would get a free meal. It just
sounds like a nice vibe,
bro. So nice. I really do miss that. That was great. PTL.
PTL was a fun era. Let's leave it at that.
PTL was a fucking nightmare.
It was a fun era. Oh, because you had to deal with them on a business level. I just got paid to just go and plug in.
Yeah, PTL was like, that's where I did Playhouse both times I did Playhouse, and that was cool that I did that there. But like the issues with PTL, I think the number one issue was just the cleanliness. It was very dirty, and
it's gotten much dirtier ever since.
Have you been there recently?
No, because it's gotten dirtier ever since. It's like.
Is it just okay? Whatever. Like
it's another like eat more like top 40 like bar.
Okay,
but
I hope that they're doing well.
I hope they do better.
Yeah. Here.
No hate to the PTL people.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, PTL, I just always thought it was dirty, and it just.
But the venue in the right hands.
I know, dude.
Especially with the second floor and then the third floor and then the balcony. Like, that could be such an incredible place. It could be such an awesome, awe-inspiring, insane place.
I mean, dude, like, it's right next to the hottest fucking venue for big artists to go.
Tampa has a problem. We have really cool venues in theory, and they all and a lot of them.
Let's pump the brakes here.
And a lot of them are not maximizing what they have. They don't see what's in front of them because they want the easy top 40 money.
Yeah.
And they don't understand how with proper curation
and
they could make so much more money.
I mean, dude, PTL's amazing era was when they were with Late Night Flights. Like, Late Night Flights was booking all these amazing artists, and they were actually, like, having cool shows there.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know, who knows what happened. Like, BS happened.
Yeah.
But whatever, let's move on from PTL. Oh shit. Hold on. So these you won't know. Two Brothers Brewing. I DJ'd there when, like, during, like, the Grahm Radio podcast era before I dove fully into house music. It's like a beer distillery, and it was cool. I DJ'd there. Gangshu. I
remember Gangshu, bro. That's where I met Psych Montana.
Yeah, Psych Montano, yeah.
Psych Montano,
yeah. That was with My Guy Entertainment with Albert J. And
that was fun.
And I would go there and DJ like rap, and like people would send me their instrumentals and people would rap over it. It was like a whole show. It was one Thursday a month. It was awesome, but like it really fucked with like my sleep schedule because even though it was just once a month.
The wings were nice,
dude. The Gong Shoe wings, oh my god! And that's where I did my Grahm Radio 1 year, I
remember that.
My name was all over all the TVs, and that was such a moment. So fun. Zuku-san.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Alan brought me out to DJ at Zuku-san. They paid me like $250.
Wait, at the restaurant where he works?
Yeah,
in Lutz?
He was working while I was DJing.
That's crazy. Why didn't I hear about this?
I don't know. It was like this is a long time ago.
They don't love me.
They don't? What? Why not?
They don't love me. They didn't invite me.
Oh. Launchpad. I DJ'd at I DJ'd at Launchpad. GC and
MNX.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing. That in Ybor, there's a lot of potential for that. Like if they keep that up, I mean, bro, it's a sick venue. It's like have you been to a Launchpad? It's okay if you have. I mean, whatever, dude. Like it's such a sick venue. There's a there's a stage and there's a full dance floor with like a really nice bar, and it has all of the materials for like a really awesome event. It's also like low key kind of mysterious because you have to like walk. You wouldn't see it from the street, so you would need to know where it is.
That's Carmine's. Actually, Mark Rebier played there.
With
Boots and Cats, he played at Carmine's.
When?
Like when he first did like a tour when he like was just blowing up.
No way.
Like I think it was either right before or right after quarantine.
That's so cool.
It was right after quarantine because he blew up during quarantine, like
Wow.
coming out of quarantine.
Tunnel, awesome. Just
Tunnel,
underground house. Well, okay. Let me ask you something. Is it fair to say TK is to base what Tunnel is to house?
No.
Why not?
TK is much more nationally known. It's like a nationally recognized underground venue. Tunnel is more like a home, like a home base.
Okay, fair. Tunnel's awesome. It's just like
it's incredible.
It's greasy. It's an amazing, and I use that term
in a good way,
in the best way.
It could use a little more love in terms of decorations and like the layout, but regardless of that, bro, you just walk in there and you just see the vibes of everyone, and like you just don't care about those. Like you're just there for the vibes. Yeah. Everyone's there just having fun, and
it's just awesome.
It's great. It's great. It's a great venue.
Yeah, and it's also not like. I was about to say something good about it, but it's sort of an off the record thing to say. That I'm gonna move on. It's amazing. I love shout out to the Tunnel.
Blink it to me in Morse code.
You feel me?
I think you're winking on. He's coming on.
Next. Oh my gosh, another play. Oh wait, actually, so St. Pete Glasgow, I opened up for Oscar L there, and it was awesome.
I remember that.
Yeah, I DJ'd, but like I DJ'd not direct support, but because I brought my RMX, they gave me direct support like for like 30 minutes before he went on, and it was just like it was so awesome. And I'm also a big Oscar L fan. Like I love Oscar L, so that was cool. And that was what I should say. That was with Prive, like with Joe. Next is a place that I will miss DJing there for one specific reason. Hotel Haya. So it was through the Music Bureau. Hotel Haya is a spot in Ybor, and I would bring out you have to bring out your speakers, and I would play like jazzy house, like lo-fi, really chill house. But bro, when you go there, they give you a $50 food voucher, and they had this fish dinner that was like $40. And dude, the fish dinner was like $30, but then I would also get like guac and chips, and I would like dip the fish in the guac with bro. It was just like every bite. I'm salivating just thinking about it, and that's why I will miss Hotel Haya. Shout out.
Food is important.
Yes. Next is the Factory, where me and you DJ'd at the Mochok show.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so
We did the
fun.
afters. For that.
Yes. Yeah, that was during the afters of the Mochok show.
And then I played the Green Velvet show there.
Yeah.
The Factories are really, they just did EPROM and Distinct Motive there. They're doing things right at the Factory.
Yeah, the Factory's sick. And the last one, and honestly probably my favorite one. Well,
shout out John from the Factory. I think it's John.
Yeah.
John from the Factory.
I know who you're talking about.
Shout out John.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
The last one, and I'm not going to say this is my favorite one, but this is definitely one of the best memories that I have in Tampa, is St. Pete Beach, where me and where me and God, I'm shooting myself in the foot by I can't believe I'm blanking out on my buddy's name. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
Edit it out.
No.
Keep it in.
No. We're gonna keep it in because I'm being a bad friend by
This is
Leo Solo. Wow, I cannot believe I just like blanked out. That was sorry, Leo. Where me and Leo Solo and I had a beach event at on St. Pete Beach, and it honestly just
was it the Coochie Couch thing, the Coochie Couch drum circle event.
No, I don't think you came to this. This was like an event that me and Leo Solo put together with.
I remember this. Yes, you were organizing this,
dude. Like, I did not expect it to pop off like it did. It was. There were so many people. We set it up with multiple pop-up tents and it just big speakers. And we were dealing with the police, and which is not like something that wasn't like a fun part of it, but it was a part of it. And I filmed like so much of it. So much of it is on YouTube from it. Like, that was just such a fun, awesome. That was just an awesome event. Like, wow, that was so fun. And those are all the places that I've DJ'd. Can you name all the places that you've DJ'd? You can try.
I can tell you my favorites.
Okay.
My all-time favorite is the Vanguard.
Okay.
The Vanguard
in Orlando, right?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
run by Insomniac. They treat you like an artist there. Like the hospitality there, Jimmy, who's in charge of hospitality, and Jess, and they're just all. It's such an incredible team there. I've never felt as appreciated there, and at 12 after 12 in DC. Kahan and all the boys there, they were just so incredible. It's like you get these like venues that are just like incredible. Anyways, Vanguard, 12 after 12 are some of my favorite. The Ritz, of course, TK. Those are like the first ones that come to mind.
Yeah.
Like those are, but yeah, I've DJ'd quite a few spots now.
Yeah.
So I can't name them all, but
well.
Not in a cocky way.
Well, we went through all the topics that I wanted to talk about. That was, I mean, dude, that was great. That was great. That was
a great little pod.
That was a great little pod, dude. I'm gonna miss Tampa, man. Like,
Tampa's been nice to you. You've been nice to Tampa.
Yeah, I really think that, like, you know, I don't want to like toot my own horn or anything, but
toot your own horn. Toot it right now.
I feel like I feel like I gave a lot of people opportunities, which I'm really excited about. Like, I made a lot of content for other people, which makes me feel good. And it, like, the cool thing about Grahm Radio is that, like, it was very mutually beneficial for everybody.
That's what
involved.
I was thinking in my head.
For everybody involved.
Absolutely.
Like, whenever I would make a post, it would be good for me, it would be good for them, and it would be good for house music. And I'm really happy that it happened. And
I think that's your legacy here. Absolutely. There's a lot of people that would not be having the opportunities that they had if they didn't get the visibility from coming on your podcast or playing a mix on there. And I think that's very important. We need more people like that here in the scene. And you made a big change here, bro. Like, your legacy is like really lasting here. It's going to be really hard to fill in your shoes. I'm not going to lie.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you make me cry. Yeah. I mean, dude, like, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. And it really taught me a lot about, like, being an artist. I think that when I showed up to Tampa, or before I started Grahm Radio, I really, like, didn't understand what it meant. I like that. We were talking earlier in this podcast about, like, mysteriousness and how there's a level of, like, there's a coolness factor and, like, a level of misunderstanding between audience members and being an artist. And being an artist is something that is so sought after by a lot of those audience members. Not every audience member, but a lot of audience members who end up DJing and end up producing. They start out by thinking, holy shit, this artist is so cool. And there's a level of not misunderstanding, but just, like, lack of understanding of, like, how to get from point A to point B. And I really feel like my time in Tampa, there's a lot of moments that where I learned a lot more about that path from point A to point B. And I think that you were a big part of it, and thank you for that. And I mean, dude, like, Grahm Radio might be moving, but Graham Radio is not going to stop moving. You know what I mean?
That's how it's supposed to be, baby.
Yeah.
Every era is a building block.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. For the listeners, this is the last time that I'm gonna say this in Tampa. Technically,
Yeah.
For the listeners, I love you. Peace.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Big ol' hug. Come here.
Come on. Love you, bro.
I love you. Damn. Dude, now we get to focus on steak.
Graham Radio out. Peace.